I'm pretty sure we all agree that Black Ops 2 was one of the best and most perfect zombies experience we ever had in our lives, even to this day with the newer games that have come out. But at the time of the release, it could have easily been one of the worst. And actually, by the time of the release, it was probably the worst zombies experience. Let me explain. Transit. Now, Transit was the first map introduced and came along with its smaller counterparts, including Town, Farm, and Bus Depot. This map was supposed to be the next big thing, the one to start off BO2 with the big bang. The potential was high, and it drastically failed. You could use the argument that the engine held it back and yada yada yada, but you can't defend on how crappy this map is. You start off at a bus depot and travel via bus, which mind you is pretty much a death trap since zombies can come at you from all angles and from above. Their Easter egg is nothing but a scavenger hunt, which would be fine if you didn't have to keep going back and forth with this huge ass map covered in lava with zombies chasing you. And with the BO2 mechanics limiting you to only pick up one item at a time, just made the experience worse. If you want to move on to the next part of the map, not only do you have to go through the fog of dealing with zombies, you also have to deal with denizens. There are also huge parts of lava when going to the next part of the map, but don't worry about that. You have PhD Flopper. Oh, wait, never mind. Yeah, Black Ops 2 decided not to add PhD Flopper, which would have been perfect for the map. Instead, they decided to tease it and never add it in at all. Okay, so the map's too big, covered in lava, no PhD Flopper, and just bad mechanics. At least the Wonder Weapon should be good, right? Yeah, no. In my opinion, this map has the worst Wonder Weapon, being the jet gun. This map also has a boss fight, which is the avocado, and the way to beat him is not with pack punch guns or anything. Nope, you can beat it with EMPs, which are a 5 to 10% chance in the box, and with Galvanuckles, which for the right price of $6,000, you too can get one too. This map had so much space, but it didn't need it at all, which made it just feel too big and have no substance. And for me, the replayability of the map is pretty much never. Unless you were to tell me that I can only play either this or Vanguard, then I'll happily choose Transit. It just sucks to see a map that had so much potential be so bad. But I'm definitely have to put this a D tier because it's definitely not the worst map, but it definitely had the most potential to be one of the best, and it just didn't pull through. But it definitely could be a fun map for you and your friends though. Bus Depot. Now Bus Depot I have to give a F tier because it's not one of the strongest. It definitely is a simple map with no perks and just a magic box. And the camping and training spots are very limited. I think there's only like one good training and camping spot, and training spot's actually more difficult. But to me, this just has no oomph to it. You know what I mean? It has no substance. It's not really a good map. This map could be challenging and also fun at the same time, just because it also has the two-hit down system, so you and your friends could see how long y'all could go. But even then, it's just I don't see the replayability of this map, and definitely one of the most forgettable ones for sure. But yeah, F tier. Next one, Farm. Now Farm, I'm also gonna have to give an F tier, but I'm gonna put it higher than Bus Depot, just because it also has perks, and yeah, same as Bus Depot. I mean, it just has a box and the four original perks. Not that much to the map. It is pretty boring. No really good training spots, no good camping spots. Just it's a map that you would just probably play just for the challenge, but even then, I just don't see anyone playing this at all. Um, Definitely another forgettable map compared to the other maps we have on the list. But yeah, F tier for sure. Finally, Town, the best of the four. Town to me is actually a pretty underrated map. I mean, it has pretty much everything you would need with the four original perks, Stand 'em Up and Tombstone. And not only that, it has good, decent training spots and camping spots. And not only that, it also has Pack-a-Punch. The only thing that really just doesn't do for me on this map is just the lava. That's pretty much it. If they would have added PhD Flopper, this map would have been an S tier for me. But yeah, I'm gonna give this map an A tier. Definitely an underrated map. I had this is the most fun I've had in BO2 with this map. But yeah, definitely one of the best. A tier. Next one, Nuketown. Now I'm pretty sure we can all agree that Nuketown is the GOAT when it comes to multiplayer. But how does it translate to zombies? I don't think it's that good. Nuketown is definitely one of those maps where you just jump in just for the fun and the chaos of it. But other than that, it really doesn't have that much to offer. Perks spawn every few rounds. Pack Punch spawns in a couple rounds in. And that's pretty much it. There's no good trading spots. There's not that much else to it. Zombies are come at you at pretty much every angle. But yeah, it's definitely one of those maps where you just wanna hop in with your friends and just enjoy the chaos of it. That's pretty much it. But yeah, I'm about to give this map a B tier. Definitely, definitely a fun map, especially for $5. Definitely a fun map. But yeah, B tier. All right, next up, Die Rise. Die Rise was the first DLC zombies to come out, and man, it did not help. I'm willing to bet a lot of money that people died off on the map just from fall damage and not from the zombies themselves. If it would have been perfect if they would have added the one perk that would have helped out, but nope, they decided to add a new perk, which was Who's Who. Imagine getting down around 30 and you have to res yourself with a starting pistol. Yeah, you're more likely gonna die, but not everything's bad in the map. The circle fire is pretty good, except the fact that it makes you and the zombies slip on a map that has the most downs from fall damage. Very nice. Also, they did bring back Nova Crawlers and Jumping Jacks. With if 100% accuracy, you could get another perk, but even then, it does not add or even save this map. Although it's not the worst map on the list, it is being compared to bottom of the barrel maps. Still not a horrendous map though, definitely a C tier. After these 6 maps were released, it just seemed like BO2 Zombies was gonna be one of the worst experiences ever until they clutched up and dropped the next DLC, which gave us one, if not the greatest zombies map ever created, Mob of the Dead. Mob of the Dead was literally the savior for Black Ops 2 zombies, since the past 6 maps just weren't as great. I really love the red eyes and the fact that the zombies look way more scary on this map. It adds a lot and does a great job with the size it had. It was a big map, but still felt like there was no unnecessary space like Transit. The map also introduced a new mechanic in Afterlife, getting rid of the quick revive, which is kind of a risk, but turned out for the better. The aesthetic of the map with the fire and the hanging bodies and creepy and eerie feeling you had when being in a tight prison area just makes it feel like a scary fun. Although to unlock Pack-a-Punch, you do need to do a scavenger hunt and gather parts for the plane, it doesn't bother me like it did with Transit, because not only does it unlock Pack-a-Punch, you don't have to wait for a bus or have to deal with denizens. It's just opening the entire map to get the parts, which just shows that every part of the map had purpose. The map offered so much extra stuff to which I loved in Zombies, with feeding the dogs for the Hell's Retriever, and also being able to upgrade it to the Hell's Redeemer, being able to build the zombie shield and building an acid gat with the blender gat, being able to also change it into 3 different wonder weapons with the acid gat, the sweeper, or the vitrolic withering, the golden spork, which is also a one shot till round 35, and a new perk being electric cherry, where every time you reload, electric charge surrounds you, stunning the zombies. Mob added so much, but it didn't feel like it added too much, if that makes sense. Setting up on this map generally made me excited compared to other maps. Some maps made me hate setting up. Some maps were just like, yeah, I just gotta do it just to get to the good part. But with Mob, the whole thing is good. Mob of the Dead layout is amazing as well, since it had so much space for training and some pretty cool traps with the acid trap and the blade trap, which just adds more to this map. And how could I forget the mini boss, Brutus? The genuine fear I had when he first spawns in and everything is shaking just brings chills down my spine, which is something I want in zombies, since it's supposed to be somewhat scary. Mob of the Dead to me is the best because it's the most complete. It has everything you would want in a zombies map, which is why it's one of the greats. Easiest S tier map for sure. After making such a great map, how could they possibly match this level of greatness? What map could possibly be just as good as Mob of the Dead? Buried. Buried is a unique Wild West map located underground with its great atmosphere. Even to this day, I don't believe that they have ever gone the route of a Western themed zombies map. Buried added a lot of new stuff like Leroy, the lovable alcoholic sugar fiend giant who loves to smash through walls, hold crawlers, and even lock the box in one location. This map also introduced a great wonder weapon, being the Paralyzer, which has an infinite ammo and infinite damage. This map also introduced a new perk, a Vulture, which highlights key locations and has zombies drop extra ammo, and also creates a green gas cloud that could hide you from the zombies for a short amount of time. You also have a lot of buildables to help you with the turbine powering the resonator, trample steam, and the head chopper. Unlocking Pack-a-Punch is also easy as well, going to the ghost house and going into the maze, finding out the route. Buried is an amazing map, and I think it's often not talked about enough, but it could be due to the fact that it was overshadowed by Mob of the Dead and Origins. But this map could also be too easy for some people's taste as well, since the map literally gives you everything to be overpowering. This map should definitely be talked about more, and it's definitely one of the more underrated maps. S tier for sure. The next and final map, Origins. Origins is definitely one of the best maps, if not the best maps, and is regarded into a lot of people's top 3, and I can see why. Origins is definitely one of those maps where it's definitely time consuming to set up, but the payoff is definitely worth it. Same like Mob of the Dead, the setting up part is the fun part. It doesn't feel like a chore. Having to turn on 6 generators to power their location to unlock Pack-a-Punch, being able to get an extra perk slot with the golden shovel with zombie blood, and being able to build a shield are all just the extra stuff I love about this map. I love the atmosphere of Origins, just being outside of a war and giant robots walking over you. It just adds to the map. Not only does it help with the trailer of the map was so freaking awesome, playing Shepherd of Fire just adds more hype, and also having the most iconic mini boss being the Panzer with him and his grappler and the flamethrower, which definitely scared me more, especially since how hard this map can be. The map is also did something that most maps have not done, which is having 4 wonder weapons, that being the lightning, ice, fire, and wind. And being able to upgrade those weapons, not only can you get the golden shovel and golden helmet, the replayability of this map is amazing. Origins is definitely a skill to master, and I think it's definitely one of the harder maps we have on the list for sure. Whenever I play this map, I definitely don't feel complacent. I'm on my toes because it definitely sucks to get down when you're in the middle or near the end of setting up everything. Especially if you're playing this solo, you're probably gonna spend more likely an hour setting up, and you definitely don't want to lose all that progress. I think the reason why I love Origins is just because of the actual challenge, which I feel like the newer COD doesn't bring. It's brutal, and that's what makes it fun. You get more appreciation for something that is difficult and being able to accomplish it, which is why it's an S tier. Black Ops 2 definitely clutched up because without these past 3 maps, BO2 would probably been the worst COD zombies ever. It's crazy that Black Ops 2 had some of the best and some of the worst zombie maps ever. And the fact that everyone says that BO2 is their best zombies just shows the level of caring that Mob, Buried, and Origin does. I definitely miss Black Ops 2. The experience is something else that the newer games don't hold a candle to. I really hope they make Black Ops 2 that we could all replay it again. I got this game Christmas of 2012, and that memory of just playing a new game on Christmas Day is just an experience you can't replicate. Maybe another universe, we're all still playing on our consoles, playing Black Ops 2, laughing with our friends, arguing over who gets which staff, getting the high rounds. Back then, we didn't realize those were the moments we missed the most.